I was just playing the piano.
Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Peter.
Welcome to December 68th.
Yes. What day is it?
I think it's the 68th. Pretty sure it is. Feels that way anyways. I was just saying earlier to you, and I'll finish that with, we just had our wood stove people come out here and to clean the chimney and all that. And plus there was something blocking the chimney. So when I tried to light it a week ago during our Arctic blast, all the smoke just poured right back into the house. And I was like, what? And, so we couldn't use it.
Right.
And with the house under repair and renovation, windows are missing, doors are off, plastic flapping in the wind. It's cold as hell in here. And no wood stove to warm up. And the guys just left and they were like, well, we found this thing in there. I'm like, what the hell's that? And they're like, well, damned if we know. Never seen one before. And I was like, really? Yeah. He was like, I looked at the parts list and this item is not on it. So he's like, that could be the source of your issue. And
do you know what it could be? It could be part of a satellite that came down and it landed exactly into your flue.
It's the cast iron kind of vibe, and it's the exact same shape. What I suspect is it was some kind of a knockout from the original manufacturing that either got left behind and then somehow nudged itself over directly over the hole for the flue. And they were like, well, I just said, leave it here with me. And if everything goes sideways, I'll at least have that, to throw at someone who put this stove in, who oddly enough, that business is now out of business. So, go figure, right? Yeah. Hence,
love that.
Hence the life of a homeowner. And it'll be interesting because we've got someone who's in the middle of some home renovations themselves at the moment. So, hey, everybody, welcome to Where the Dogs of Society Howl. And today we're going to be talking about brokers, brands, and the business of being ready. And, a little bit about stop blaming the broker for your brand problem. Yeah, right?
Absolutely.
Good.
And I'll bring up a little graphic here.
Is it little or just?
It's little.
Tiny.
So, here's the nutshell. Branding makes people believe in you. Sales makes people buy from you. All right, so let's give that some thought.
Okay, I'm gonna think about that. And by the way, we've got a hell of a lot of people coming in here. Our guest is extremely popular, as are you, Jeff, and as is our good friend Robert Cogan from the Great White North.
Yes,
he's going to be popping on in here today. Also known as one of Santa's little helpers. We've got Stephen here. We've got Rod. Michael Colangelo's made it. Oh, my God. We should have put out a better spread for him. Melissa Roman's in the house. Allison Clay came back. Jesus Christ. She came back. I love it.
Hi, Allison.
So welcome, everybody. And anybody that I may have missed, you'll be welcomed also. But as I said before, we're going to be talking a little bit about brokers and brands and things like that. Today's episode is really going to be touching upon things that every founder who said, a broker isn't doing enough, a broker this, a broker that. And we hear that kind of constantly. And today we're going to flip that inside out because sometimes the problem isn't actually your broker. Sometimes it's your brand. Sometimes it's your clarity, your readiness, your leadership. Sorry, friends. And we're going to howl about it right here, right now. Okay. So without further ado, we're going to bring in someone super spectacular. She's going to help us cut through the fluff and hit the truth. She's been in the trenches on every single side, and we heard a little bit about it. She's going to elucidate a little bit more for us here. She's built and sold her own natural food brokerage. I hope I got that correct. She's managed reps, worked inside acquisitions, and now she runs Daily Bread Consulting, which, by the way, Brenda, I plan as soon as this show's over to do some quick rise bread, and I'm going to make some bread for supper tonight. Along with some other things, obviously. But she offers project-based, grounded guidance for brands that are serious about growing with intention. And she's also, hey, by the way, a musician. She's got vintage running through her blood. She loves vintage stuff. And I believe she lives in a farmhouse built by Abe Lincoln. No, I don't think true. Don't think that's true. But she lives in a farmhouse that likely was built before your category ever existed. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the main stage, Brenda Steelheart Steele. Where is she? Where is she? Let her in. Let her in.
Here she
Here
is.
she is.
Hi, Brenda.
You're fabulous.
Welcome.
The door was stuck. I'm sorry.
How fun. And we have a wood stove too. And yes, you have to have that cleaned pretty much regularly, or you will be in trouble with smoke in the house.
Yeah, we twice this summer we had a bird in it, which was like if you know me, Brenda, things that fly, I don't like. I don't like flying objects, especially small ones that insects, bugs mostly. Birds, I love crows, ravens, we all know that. But like when it comes to like birds, I don't want them in my house. I love birds, but I don't want them in the house. And the last time that happened, I had to call my neighbor, Kevin. God love you, Kevin. But Kevin, he's no better at this than I am. He came over and was like, how can I help? And I was like, I don't know, take the bird out of the stove and put it outside. He and I, downed a couple of shots of bourbon and then went to the work of capturing this bird alive, thank you, and extricating it from the wood box and getting it outside. But
very nice.
Yeah.
A bat. I mean, a bat could have been.
Well, I had a bad experience, but I won't get into that right now.
Yeah, we had bats
Too traumatic.
A long time ago. And that was also, I almost took my own life trying to get it. It was just an easier option, frankly. So we've been talking a little bit about this, that, and the other thing, but give us a little lowdown. Give us the inside track on you, Brenda, where you're coming from, what you're doing now, and some of the ands that make up who you are.
So I'll try to make this quick and short and sweet. Got my degree in music business. Ran a music production company for a while, doing a plethora of things, teaching, booking bands, doing my own music, etc. Really did a lot with theater. Started having children, and at the time had a small independent I was working for, and really realized that I could no longer do some of the musical things I was doing. I'm juggling kids, I'm juggling this other job, I'm juggling this production company. So wrapped that up, got full on into working for in the CPG industry, went from the small independent to Wild Oats as a bookkeeper, then went to where a bunch of my friends had gone from the independent to that Wild Oats and ran their demo marketing department. That was a ton of fun. Got picked up by a broker, did that for 3 years. We merged with a larger brokerage, did that for another 9 years, got picked up by a broker in Texas from my Whole Foods buyer recommendation, worked with that company out of Texas, running Colorado for them for 2 years, then jumped in 2008. I will admit I was a little crazy. I was going through a divorce, was going to have my 3 kids on my own, and needed flexibility. So I had many people who knew me in Colorado from the CPG world who said, open your own. And so that's what I did. Went through a divorce, full-time mom, and running INFB all at the same time. That was pretty crazy, but God bless me. And over the course of 15 years, really the course of about 8 years, we built that out across the West Coast with a number of wonderful people who worked for me. In our heyday, we did from, down in Louisiana, Oklahoma, Texas, all the way up through Pacific Northwest, and had probably 30 people on board. And I was managing probably 70 brands.
Wow.
And so in 2022, I had a stellar year, put 8 brands into Whole Foods and Sprouts, and was really cranking. But as a regional broker, a lot of what happens is people go, oh, now we're national. You don't know how to manage this. They go to a national broker. So 5 of those 8 left. And after having this happen over a number of years for a number of brands I built, I decided I really need to sell this thing. I'm over doing all the hard work to then reward, national broker A, B, or C. So put it out there on the, people that know
Marketplace.
that happening, and ended up selling at the top of 24. And worked for that company for about 10 months, and then opened up Daily Bread Consulting the top of this year. Worked with 4 different clients. All of them really wanted to push into the independent retailer and the natural grocers, who at that time were store by store. That has now changed. That is no longer a thing. But it worked great. I mean, for 6 months, from March through September, traveled 10 states, got to see a lot of people I knew from the industry, including old reps who were very kind, welcomed me into their home. I mean, it really was quite a little adventure. And that sort of bred into these songs I'd recorded. I hadn't put out anywhere. You know, now they're streaming. Back when I was in college and everything, you had to, you know, cut your own CD and all of that, which I do have one CD that I did. I may release that later. But so I took all these songs, went back into the studio, mastered those, brought some of my fellow musicians in who I have known since college, and we reproduced one song I had done live at Kuvo back in the day when I was doing music. And we released that this year. And so it's been a really great, fun, exciting year for me. And future-wise, I'm in a little bit of a pause right now because, as you mentioned, I live in a vintage home, not Abe Lincoln. We are in the city. We live in Baker, and Baker was actually established for the gold rush back in the 1800s.
Oh, yeah.
The house is 1887. Had a failing wall that we found out about this time last year. So we had to bring in engineers, a masonist.
Oh.
It was a whole thing, man. And
Oh my God.
And so I luckily am married to a wonderful person who is a contractor. So we have done a lot of this work ourselves. And when this is done, I'll be taking this off, throwing on my grubs, and I'll be back to sanding and mudding. So
there you go. Oh, I love it. Well, yeah.
I mean, just one thing on the house. My wife had bought the house before the one we're in now, had bought a colonial. That was 1850.
Oh yeah.
And it was converted to a 2-family. And it was interesting too, like when we were there, every once in a while, we would notice like different things as far as like things tilting that weren't, you know, like doors that would actually start tilting. But we'd also found if we opened some of the closets, there was a stairway. We never knew where the stairway, it didn't go anywhere.
Oh,
it was the bottom of the stairway.
Yeah, sometimes those are like servant quarters and staircases.
Who knows?
Crazy. That's cool though.
Hey, I got to ask because you live in an old house, and I ask everybody all the time: is your house haunted, or is it slightly haunted, or is it haunted as fuck, and you just don't want to talk about it?
It is not haunted, but I have lived in haunted homes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've lived in 2 haunted homes. I would say during college and my first few years, you know, out of college, I moved a lot. I've always been an adventurer. So I'd live somewhere 6 months to a year, and then I'd be like, I want to go live over in that part of town. And so I'd go over there and live there. And through the course of that, yeah, there were a couple homes that absolutely were haunted.
Wild. Hey, just so we know, Nakisha Daly, our Jamaican friend, also known as Paul, has shown up today, and we love that. Hi, Amber. And we've got a couple of other folks that I'm not quite sure I've heard of before, and I'm super psyched they're here. Haley Doggart is here. And Julie Schneiderman, Skip the Lid. Is that right, Julie? Just give me a thumbs up if that's right. We'll talk about that another time. But if you don't know any of these people, make sure you connect with them. They're all fabulous folks, as they say. Let me get into the first question I have for you there, Brenda. When a founder says my broker's not performing, and they say it like that every time, my broker's not performing, what immediately are you curious about? What flags get set off when you hear that?
Well, there were a variety of reasons that a brand might say that. And typically it's because they do not understand how the inner workings of this industry works, including retailer delays, buyers change their mind, a buyer leaves, now you got to represent, charges that are doubled. I had that happen more than once with UNFI and KE. A lot of times brands don't realize that you're fighting for them I had more than one brand say, "Oh, you're pissing off our UNFI guy." Well, that's my job. That's my job. I'm your middleman, you know.
Right.
So typically it's them not totally understanding how it works. I've had brands go around me and reach out to the buyer, which is never a good idea. Don't do that, folks. If you own a brand, don't do that. Please let your broker who has that relationship manage it. The thing that brands don't think about, they can get very tunnel vision. It's all about me, all about my brand. I'm the best. They don't realize that these buyers are literally juggling, in some cases, 12 different sets, millions of SKUs. So when you come in and interrupt the flow of them working with your broker, you're not helping yourself.
Right. And that seems like probably one of the things that is probably a higher percentage of getting wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you've met that, you know, I've also had brands are at a show, they're at Expo, something like that. They meet that buyer, or I've invited them to a meeting, and now we all sit down together with the buyer. Then I'm happy with you having those conversations. That is warranted. But if you don't know that buyer, please, for the love of God, let your broker handle it. Trust me, your broker wants you to succeed as well. Your success is our success. Period.
It makes me think about, like, what should what should a business or a brand have locked down before they even go out and, you know, hire a rep or a broker?
Well, so typically, let's say somebody reaches out to me for consideration. Do not tell me you can't send me samples. If I can't get samples, bye.
Yeah.
Have your cost of goods clear. Do you know what you pay for this product, for this unit of product? Because you're going to want a 50 to 55 margin minimally. Okay. Thirdly, have a sales sheet, and please check it. Please make sure your UPCs are correct. I have had more than one brand send a team sales sheets, and guess what? The UPC is wrong.
It's all screwed up.
And we don't figure it out till we're in the middle of, you know, conversation with a buyer, and then the buyer's like, well, wait a minute. Okay, so that's not good. Also, I am big on comparison charts.
Okay.
Please build comparison charts. How do you line up to the competition? What is your angle? What is your story? Stories are so important. So those are my quick ones right there.
Okay. And we will make sure I welcome in Chris and Rich and others. We've got a good question coming in here from Melissa Roman. Do you think that the smaller brands have the highest expectations, pay the least? Do you think that some of the smaller brands that have the highest expectations pay the least?
Well, one of the things that we did with INFB, because we understood, you know, me being a single mom, raising 3 kids, running this business, I was very clear money can be a crunch, right? And so I really tried to be thoughtful in that. So one of the things we developed was, hey, listen, you're this type of product, you're a coffee brand. We're coming up on coffee reviews. Typically, a lot of those fall in line together. So we're going to charge you $200 a presentation. If you land that retailer, you will then sign this contract for this amount for this area of the country. And that worked great. I could grow people region by region versus, oh, you're coming on for the whole West Coast. That's $3,000 or whatever people are charging these days. And so I didn't do that. I really tried to take for face value, where are you at? And typically, if you had no distribution in particular, and we were selling you direct, and or we were driving open distribution, that was the play.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
and we would say to them, here are the reviews coming up this month. Which ones do you want? So they always want that choice as well.
That's great. Yeah, I mean that's a great approach, because you know, we try to do that too as well. We always talk about we don't have to get married. We can date for a while, right?
Yeah.
so if they land those things and there's momentum there, then it becomes a bigger thing, right?
That's right.
Because ultimately you want them to succeed, and you also don't want them to put their money into something that isn't effective, right?
That's right. At the end of the day, I don't want you putting a second mortgage on your home. No. And the other thing I think people do, and this has happened several times where brands had to then close because they would not listen to start local, choose a coast. When I have an East Coast brand call me and they want to engage in West Coast, I'm like, well, how's your East Coast look?
Mm-hmm.
We're nowhere. Well, get moving on that first.
Right.
You have to have a story, you know?
Yes.
So now I wouldn't ever suggest somebody start in Midwest unless they're local there. And then if they are, do that micro growth in your quick area, right? Because Midwest doesn't have a lot of, in my opinion, now I didn't work a lot of Midwest. I was exposed to that when I worked for the brokers that purchased INFB. But in my experience, there's just not enough happening in the middle of the country to really drive sales like you'd want, especially natural. Now that's starting to change. Thank God people are getting hip on that. But, you know, West Coast was a great place to be to build brands.
I mean, for if you're doing D2C, probably Midwest is probably the best because it's centrally located and then you're shipping. It's not just you shipping it from one location, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and have that story too. You know, if you're doing well on Amazon, if you're doing well D2C, if you're doing well in food service, and now you've created a packaged product, like have your story straight. Get that on your sales sheet. That's the other big piece. You want to have a sales sheet that shows your product, has your UPCs, all that info. You want to flip it over and hear your story. What's the quick story? What's the comparison to other brands and a quick chart? You know, make it easy for your buyer. Make it easy for your rep on the ground to sell it, because as they're handing it over, they're like, oh yeah, I got to mention this thing, right? So compact that info and have it correct and know it and feel good about that. Because if you don't know your own story and you're sort of talking in circles in front of a buyer or explaining to the buyer why a particular product is good and he's already got those products in his set. I saw that happen at Sprouts. It's like, oh my God.
I saw a post yesterday that was like they were showing a product that says the smoothest hummus or whatever. It's like, people aren't going to buy that, right? Because it's like, it's self proclamations, right?
Also, it's gross.
It's already smooth.
You've just made it weird.
It's like
that just makes everything weird.
Yeah.
You know, smoothest hummus. How smooth does it need to be? And will it can stay in the container if it's really that smooth? Does it just keep sliding out from the package? That leads me to think about some of the things we talk about brand readiness and what that actually looks like. So, what does brand readiness mean to you, Brenda?
Know who your consumer is. I recently had a call with somebody who, and I'm not going to name the brand or get too detailed with it, but the product really is not for who they're going after. And so I tried to sort of steer that and say, I almost feel like it might be better to consider this consumer because this consumer's not ready for this product, but this one would be. And so I don't know. I haven't circled back with her because, house issues and mudding and taping and drywalling have all taken precedence there. But, I was just sort of shocked at that. It made me wonder, like, do you have, it was a kid-based thing, but it made me wonder if they had children because you would not actually feed your kid that at that age. So,
No. Hey, while we're here, I know we're talking about readiness and ready and being ready. And I wonder if everybody in this place is ready for what's coming down the pike next year, which is going to be a good friend of ours. You know him, you love him. He's Mr. Saturday Night. Let's bring him on in. Let's hear what he's got to say today. All right. If you're ready, seatbelts on, everybody.
In other news, Robert Kogan.
Robert Kogan.
Kogan has succeeded.
Kogan has just returned.
Welcome to Making Things Happen with Robert Kogan.
Never gets tired of it.
It does. Listen, everyone's like, why didn't I get an intro? Well, because Robert's on the show every week. We got to give him an
You also got to demonstrate a little bit of instability,
just a little bit, Robert. Just a little bit.
You should have seen the first intro.
Oh, the first introduction almost ruined his business. I got a hot call from Robert on that one. Oh, shit.
No, it was
But
my
he
sister.
did-
My
he did
sister
say,
said,
do whatever you want.
my sister said the last shot with the wheelchair at the end of the dark hall,
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
was a little much, she said. Everything was great, but the
I guess so.
wheelchair at the end of the dark hall, I mean, I don't know what that was. Like
I was channeling for that. I was channeling my Ryan Murphy, Brad Falchuk vibe, you know, sort of going American Horror Story for you.
Yes.
But hey, I think we got it right. What's cracking, Robert?
Well, what's really cool is great to see the faces that and your new face, Brenda. Great to meet you. But great to see the faces that we get to post with and watch all of your hourly insanity, Jeff, which I got to tell you keeps my day going. Peter, you know, never stop. You are coming out with good insights, and some would say, "Oh man, you're posting like every 3 days." You're like a goddamn free coach out there. Okay, Jeff, you are a free human resources, keep your balance, have a laugh, and then come up with a little serious stuff. And Brenda, having a chance to talk for a few minutes and listening to you describe what you're doing. Homage to you. Congratulations on the music and keeping things going in this so ambiguous, uncertain world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what you guys have been talking about, I think I could do like 4 different podcasts on some of those topics, you know, like solidarity, relationship, having your backbone covered, and just running things in a way that I have learned to describe as the picnic table as opposed to the poker table. It's the best way that I've come up with it, and it's a shame to say you got to play poker. And you got to be ready for an all-in bluff, an all-in killer move from people that you thought would have your back, but sometimes it's not their fault. They have a Walmart broker coming at them with an offer they can't refuse. But to try to be quick, it's so cute because when you did that intro, it was more consistent with, there's Robert, he's up in Toronto. 70% of people just don't understand what Canada is. Get overwhelmed by Robert talking like he is playing at shortstop, trying to move some fielders around based on what I noticed the batter's arm in the past 2 at bats. And it was, you know, like there are a lot of wins I can't talk about. But guys, you want wins? You want to hear some wins?
I do.
Sure.
I do.
Great.
And I'm not posting this yet because I respect Dave.
Exclusive.
We don't post until it's on the shelf. Okay.
Oh.
I love
look
it.
at that.
Thanks for winning one of the contests. This was my favorite beverage out of all
Love
the ones
that.
you guys sent.
Whoa. You were
Yeah.
I sent you, guess how you got that box? Now I remember where your name rings a bell.
Yes.
Yeah, I won that. I can't even remember what the question was. It was some band. Who
Doesn't
said-
matter what the question was.
We don't keep track of them.
Yeah.
It took me 3 weeks. It was packed up and in the car down to Michigan, over to
Yes.
UPS, and they finally got there. And I can't believe you have one right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I loved it. Very good
you know,
product.
And it's so cool because when Jay posted this morning about Walmart, I thought, whoa, wait, you're allowed to do that. You own the brand. You know, when you don't own a brand, like we don't own Melting Forest, all I'm going to do is say that for the first time, and sorry, Olipop and Poppy and La Croix sparkling water, you thought you made the right decision by doing what you did, and we'll talk about that later when the movie comes out. But we won. It is going into 2 major GTA, that's Greater Toronto Area chains, in January. Not all 8 SKUs, but what Dave tells me is every time they pick 3 or 4, a month later they call for the others. And this is organic, by the way, because I Amazoned a case up to Michigan.
Oh.
Nice. You didn't get the tariff.
No, I smuggle it in the trunk and just tell them it's for my friends, and then they go for samples. Okay, so
I always wondered how you got all those pallets into your pants across the board. So it's in a trunk, right?
put them in the tires. I hide them in the
different
tires.
Yeah. The entire car is made up out of
Melting Forest.
Melting Forest cans. Sir, what?
So now I want to try to, like I usually do, I want to sort of like meld into what you guys have been talking about. And you guys sort of hit a nerve.
Oh, oh no.
Uh-oh.
Allison just did a little text there. Hi, Allison. And now I'm going to have to send Allison more because she just did that and says she likes the
Right.
black.
She loves black cherry flavor.
Yes.
I like the strawberry lavender.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I
They used to call me that in
tried-
high school.
I think I tried 3 different ones. I think you guys sent me 3 of those. I definitely got the black cherry too. So that was also very good. Ingredient panel is great. The little pictures of the ingredients in there, the functionality. I mean, again, the brand is telling their story. Thank you.
Exactly.
Right on.
Exactly. And I'm going to shout out another buddy that's online here, Richard Moniz, who is the man of rich insights, who
That's right.
the science that we never thought would be in our world. And once you like look at him and go, huh? And then you see what he does and you go, wow. He uses the eye tracking science where the results that he gives you on label modification it's Star Trek stuff. And there's another brand that I can fully talk about called Moosh, 3 O's. And you might have got one of those in your box.
That one I did not get, I don't think. What is it? It's a beverage?
No.
It's fake cotton candy. It's a little bag with the
Oh, I did get that. It was unbelievably similar to cotton candy. I was so shocked. I was
Crazy,
like,
right?
I don't know.
My kids had no idea.
Yeah.
Do you know what was so funny? On the Drink Up podcast with Sam and Adam, Sam was so blown away by the box that had just a bunch of I'm going to send some to you, Allison. He says the box is so great. Meanwhile, the box is just my effort, like trying to climb up the cliff and get a place in this business. Okay, I'm going to send out sample boxes. I have to. It costs money.
Yes.
And it turns out to be such a great thing. And I don't look at it as costing money anymore. My brands pay for it. You want to send me a pallet, I'm going to be using it for sample boxes, free fills. I may invoice a little bit, covers my freight. Do not invoice me. And it took a few years, but the partners I'm working, yes, I know, Richard, you're too kind as well. The partners that I have now, Melting Forest, Moosh, Perfy Soda, Vasa, one of the greatest founders ever, and 7 Teas and Lemonades, Josh and Jeremy, Sati Soda, Dave McLaughlin in your neck of the woods, Colorado.
I moved a meeting to tomorrow with him.
You're meeting Dave tomorrow.
He's one of my local guys.
I know he is. I know. And you tell Dave I'm one of his biggest fans. And
I will. I love
I've got some Sati. Yes, it does, Allison. I've got Sati in the fridge. But I want to focus on something that sticks with the topic we're talking about, just to throw a little, I don't know, couple.
I'm not going to help you out of this one. A little what?
Is this a curveball? What is this?
I want to throw a few wrenches in the chainsaw. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. We're going to have a conversation here with a fictitious person. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, Toronto, Canada. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, you're what? Oh, you're doing West Coast first? Yeah, that makes sense. You know, California itself is bigger than most of the countries in the world. Okay, that's cool. So you're going to do what? You're going to do the LA San Diego thing, go to the Central Valley and work the conurbation. It's a geography term for cities all melded into one. Yeah, well, no, we're thinking of maybe doing Seattle. Whoa. So you are going to major markets. Okay, Seattle, Portland, how many? 4, 6, 8, no? Okay, good. So let me break something to you. It's called the Golden Horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a simple way to describe the western end of Lake Ontario. The reason it's a horseshoe is because between Toronto and Buffalo are 11 million. If you put the word greater in front of that, we're at 13 million because you can put Kitchener, Waterloo, Guelph, and a few. We're not going over to Windsor, across the river from Detroit, but remember that, across the river. So being in real estate all my life and being exposed to the biggest deals in Canadian history because of my father, not me, I learned a few things and know a thing or two about a thing or two. So I pay attention to certain things like Toronto is the 3rd largest market in North America.
Wow.
little bigger than Chicago now.
Mm.
And when you look at your efficiencies of getting a brand and how far your dollars are going to go, another way to look at it, and I'm so interested in all of your feedback on this, is if you look at the Toronto GTA, some call it the GTHA because of the city Hamilton, which is sort of in the middle of the horseshoe. If you look at that market and you talk to me to get over the language issues and the tariff issues, duty issues, shipping issues, as one person said, I give Robert a referral 3 days later, a pallet's in the warehouse in Toronto, because that's how we work. But what I've expressed to many people is that if you are not aware of Toronto and the market, don't tell anybody, because you shouldn't be a brand owner in North America if you don't know Olipop. Absolute comedy show with Olipop and many others. And I find it almost frustrating because after I explain it once nice, I'm a bit of a baseball coach. So if you need me to explain the same thing over again, we might have to meet after the practice. You know what I mean? And it gets very frustrating. So I'm so interested, Brenda, in your feedback on. You'll be able to talk to Dave about this tomorrow. We have pushed Sati out to some samples to different stores, and we got a lot of feedback related to Christmas time. Wait till January. But we're able to get some of the free fills that Dave and Heather invested in, as I did, in terms of bringing it in and getting it everywhere we got to get it to. Yeah. And what we're trying to bank on here, which a lot of other brands as well, Perfy, 7Ts, Melting Forest, is we can get a bang for our buck with the concentration of population. And then there's, what about the French English? Well, we don't worry about the chains until we prove it with the English only.
Right.
Yeah.
And what we did with Melting Forest is we proved it, and then we produced the bilingual version.
Right. It comes later. Yeah.
But shut up, because I could go on for like another 10 minutes. I just want to throw that out there. You said East Coast, West Coast. You saw my little post. What the hell? Midwest is the best.
That's right. We saw that. Midwest is the best.
As Peter knows, Jim Morrison
Just more north. That's all.
Jim Morrison said the West is the best.
Yes. He also said a lot of other things that sounded like gobbledygoo.
That's true.
You know, like
I made a famous question, Brenda, is what are the chances of you ever saying, you know what, I'm going to give Robert a call. We're going to get some samples of the Toronto market. It's worth it to put a couple $1,000s into getting feedback on that type of market. We've got access to Nature's Emporium, Summerhill Market, Concord Food Center. Oh, what's Nature's Emporium? Yeah, they were like 5 Whole Foods before Whole Foods existed. That's it. That's all they are. And you can get stuff into Nature's Emporium. We're going to give Terry a deal. But yes, we can get into Nature's Emporium. And Allison.
Get him started.
She just did. So anyway,
don't get them amped up.
I'm interested in your opinion on that, of what you think about the Midwest having an advantage. Because not only, as one of you said, the market in the Michigan, Ohio area, look at Columbus, Ohio. Hardly anybody knows. That's like a little Beverly Hills Hampton squeezed into Ohio. And but the thing is, on top of that, you're close to Toronto. Yeah. So I'm interested in that. Anyway, my little elbow back to Allison there, not your fault, Allison, is I've been bringing Olipop in for 5 years. They do not answer the phone. I find it humorous. I handle chain of custody, like any type of recall for something. I take care of that. With all due respect, it's embarrassing how ignorant they are of the Toronto market. We're bringing it in. We got it through all the stores, and I go through hell dealing with it. I brought Poppy into Canada. They acted like a couple high school weed dealers. So I am on record, the first guy to bring Poppy into Canada.
Unfiltered.
And after they found someone to pay more for their weed, they reported me to the CFIA for the land.
Oh, man.
So I got to be intimately familiar with the CFIA. They now use my services
to
help them do their job now.
Yes.
Poppy learned a little lesson about domains and trademarks, which is you're going to have to rent the movie.
I plead the fifth.
And then, but what Allison did is something that I just want to mention. And I never have an audience for this, and I can never say it. You're a $2 on sale special, Poppy. You went into the Pepsi chain. I was in Meijer the other day. You're on a shelf. You can't see the name of the flavor. No, I didn't take a picture and start posting. And to be missing out on so many sales. But the point is, Allison, it really looks like it's a race to the bottom right now with these prebiotics. And here's another topic. I proposed this for a topic. True brand stability versus social media fluff was all paid for.
Yeah.
And I could tell you crazy stories, but again, I go on too long. I want to focus on what you talking about.
It's great. That's a great topic.
It is a good topic.
And Allison, you cause problems there because
All right.
Therefore,
I mean, bottom line, you got to drink 4 of them to get any sort of benefit. So
Right.
All bullshit.
Right.
But
That's the point of that.
a $4 drink is now $2.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
What
wacky.
happened?
It's crazy. Well, we're going to, I will cut you loose there, Robert. And I thank you so much for coming in
Yes,
here.
thank
in fact,
you.
You're welcome to stay. I'm gonna hammer Brenda here with a few more questions. So you're welcome to stay right here in the room too.
Well, I would love to stay.
All right,
'cause,
then
know,
stay.
I'd like to
Don't
listen,
go anywhere.
But try to give me.
Don't
I'd
move.
like to get some feedback on that Midwest thing, Brenda.
Let's
how
hear
you're
it.
talking-
Well-
Let's go there first.
Okay, so Midwest is not my wheelhouse. So I was not familiar with the fact that Midwest will lead you up into Toronto, and that's pretty fascinating. I'm big on always learning. It's why I'm really hoping to get into working distribution next, because A, it's broken, and B, that's something I can sink my teeth into and hopefully affect some change. And at the end of the day, that will be something I'll need to start learning, as some of these territories that I didn't work. I'm much more intimately aware of West Coast because the way I built it was I went into every state myself, got things rolling with the key accounts, hired the rep, they took over as they were ready, and managed the indies. And that's why that was fun, running around for 6 months, hitting the indies with my 4 brands, because that I hadn't really done. And so, yeah, teach me, man. I'm ready.
I love that. Everyone's
Awesome.
picking up what everyone's putting down. We got a lot of good comments coming through, and
That's another flag of victory for our podcast.
I love it. I love
just
it,
that
man. It's
Brenda
great.
and I can connect and share some information. I learned things about Colorado.
That's
Isn't
right.
that what this is all about? Right?
I love it.
It is.
Yes,
The
sharing
whole thing's about
info.
connections.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, do you have a couple of things you wanted to share for the audience? We'll take a quick
Oh,
break
yes.
here.
Yes.
But don't go anywhere.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Fucking move. All right? Don't fucking move. I didn't say move. All right, here. Hang on.
Well, I have some things to share for this week's segment.
Let's go.
So Rod sent me
Oh.
this in a DM. He's like, Jeff, you got to use this. It's like I had a guy.
You sound exactly like him.
I told him that I'm not in leadership team and where I work, and I'm not a key decision maker. And then the answer that he got was, "Thank you, Rod, for whatever you said." And I understand. Thank you. So I had to share that one.
God.
Another one is, have I told you we have 100% money back guarantee? No, you haven't, but now I know. And the next one is, I did the homework. Want to see the results? Hey Jeff, I help e-commerce brands like yours. We're not an e-commerce brand.
Oh,
So
Lord.
I don't know. The last one I want to share with you guys, because it's and I've shared these before on my posts, is that if you get a DM from somebody, these are the 3 key components, at least on the surface, where you can spot a fake profile. The first is if the person and I know people who do this that aren't fake, obviously, but if the profile has a spouse, a pet, or children, it's probably the first sign of a fake profile. The second thing is a generic American name, Mark T. Smith. The third one is interesting. It's New York based, Texas, or California. That's my tip of the day.
Interesting. Hey, you know, Jeff, I shared that post the other day about how I was beginning to use the lyrics of I can't go for that. No, can do. No, can
That's
do.
right.
I can't go for that. Hall & Oates. And I used it a few times this week, which was absolutely hilarious. People were like, I'm sorry, what? And then I accidentally used it on someone who was legit, and he was super apologetic. And I was like, dude, I owe you an apology. I just roasted you with 7 responses with the lyrics, the entire lyric sheet to that song. So you've had to sit there and read the lyrics to I Can't Go For That like 6 or 7 times in a row. And then I was like, oh, actually, you're a legit person. I probably
whoops.
Yeah, but we had fun. It was fun. It was good for the kids, you know. Good for the kids. Awesome.
I got a tactic, which is, hello, how many trucks you want? I'm sorry, can I speak to? No. How many pallets do you want? Okay.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago, and don't get worried because our IRS is the CRA. They're very nice. They're not like your IRS. So it was an unknown number, and I was really. You think I want to borrow more money? You think I need another TikTok shop? Listen, excuse me, is Robert Kogan there? This is the CRA. Oh. So, but I was just going right back and asking them how many pallets.
And if you get the phone call, I tend to do this a lot. Whether it's a robot or a person, if you will, I do like a lot of hello, hi, hello, hi, and I just keep saying it until they hang up. I don't have to tell them not to call me again because they're just not going to. You know, they're just not.
Yeah, I mean, Brenda and Robert, our good friend Eric Martindale gave me the best one though for a DM that you get. Is that when someone sends you a DM that's a cold DM, and they give you a Calendly link, you save the link, and then the next one that gives you a DM, you send them the other person's calendar.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's sneaky.
Oh, I love that.
And he gets full credit for that.
Hey, let's step outside the aisle for a second. You've released 5 songs. Is that true, Brenda?
6
songs recently.
Yeah.
All right. So, what sent you back into music full force? What was the?
I missed it. I love music. I've always loved music. My mom told me when I was an infant, I was adopted, so I think that's self-soothing. I like literally would rock myself to sleep and hum as an infant. So. At age 12, I'd been taking piano lessons for about 5 years, wrote my first song, went to college actually for accounting, and 2 years in, I was like, what am I doing? This sucks. I'm so bored. And jumped, took a year off, bought a keyboard, actually applied there at this time. It was called Star Search.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There were 70 people who got called back. I was one of them. And did an original song for that about being adopted. I still have that reel. I need to find it. I'm digging.
That's awesome.
The house is such a mess with what happened that I got to dig it out somewhere. But
you're on television, right? On the Star Search?
No, I didn't make it there. So I'm 20 years old and this is happening. I borrow a friend's car because I rode my bike for 10 years. I wasn't into owning a car. Borrow a friend's car. I go to this thing. I'm the only one with all these other people, and they shuffle me in, and people were coming in and out very quickly. They had me go through the whole song, and then they said, we want you to do another. Well, by now my nerves are shot, man. I'm alone. I'm like doing this because a friend was like, you should do this. I didn't know I could pull back. I was way too nervous, and they saw that. So
you were saying about the musical background? It went from keyboards and
so I play. I play piano. That's my main instrument. I also have a pan drum. That was on the last song that I did, "Rush for Peace." That was a lot of fun. because I hadn't put that on anything yet. And then also have some congas and just some various, percussion instruments.
Love it.
Mhm.
And then really vocal. And I am a huge fan of harmonies. So you will have lots of harmonies and lots of vocals happening. What are we showing the children? Probably has 10 different vocals going on. It's
Wow.
pretty,
Love
but
those
I wanted that.
layers.
I wanted sort of this confusion because when I wrote it, it was based on Rodney King and all that happening. And so I sat down, was playing my conga, and just this song came out. It was crazy. I call that God-led, And then when I went to go produce it, the recording engineer, an old-time friend, was like, "Are you done putting vocals down yet?" I'm like, "No, keep going."
No, we're layering more.
Tracking.
There's more.
Hundreds of thousands of tracks, my friend.
Yeah.
Hundreds
There's
of
fifths and
thousands.
sevenths.
So Roach for Peace, I will say we ended up pulling some vocals. We were about to release it, and I went in and I said, that third vocal, I want to pull half of those vocals. Let's just keep it a little sparser and build back up. So we came from this big build with, the instrumentation, then we came back down to very simple pan drum, bass, vocal, and then built back up. So that was a lot of fun. And he was like, "I'm proud of you. You've pulled some vocals out." So again, always learning.
I got to let you know that you two up there and you, Brenda, you guys pulled off a little bit of a coincidental move. A dear friend from high school, and in high school, she was the dearest of friends, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we have not been in contact for many years. And lately, we've been able to recommunicate. She loves food. She loves all of these designer grocery stores that we deal with. And she's a career pianist. And I had to tell her to stop texting because she's losing her shit right now that you are coming up with a career. This young lady who I am talking about, who's listening to the podcast right now,
Wonderful.
is blown away because she also Royal Conservatory of Music student over the years in Toronto, traveled around the world, all sorts of strings, and worked with different musicians. Guys, how do you bring on, what's going on here? As if I could have told Carrie, "Hey, listen to the podcast. Brenda's on." I didn't know that, but wow.
You guys are very sweet.
All kismet, baby. It's all
There's a
kismet.
whole, music, creative. I mean, that's all part of our ecosystem.
You do have to be creative in this business, whether you're a brand owner or, in my case, a brokerage. I try to do things differently than the small brokerage that then merged with the larger brokerage. There were some things I took and then reused. There were many things I threw out. And I would say the biggest thing I learned is delegation and rewarding people. We did a bonus thing, every quarter. We'd look at what did I pay out? What is the profit in that area? And then I would split that up. And so people felt incentivized, right?
Yep.
And I think at the end of the day, that's the key. Just remembering we're all in this together. So people who start pointing fingers without just having a conversation, I'd probably not work with you, because that was sort of the beauty actually of opening INFB, was I could pick and choose who I wanted to work with as they came on. Now there certainly were times when I was like, I'm really not sure about this brand, but we'll try it out. But for the most part, I really believed in everybody we worked with, and I had a lot of great brands. It was a lot of fun.
Gavin's stressing me out because he's asking a smart question, and I want to know the answer too. Because I didn't.
Layering is basically harmonies. So you've got different vocal harmonies. Maybe you've got some panned things happening over here, like you're speaking something. So yeah, if you want to check it out, you can find me on YouTube, Brenda Steele. We Wander. I'm also on Spotify. I'm on all those streams. DistroKid is my distributor.
I'll have to check it out.
So
I love that. Hey, Jeff, before we run out of time, we got to get that prize out the damn door. Jeff's got a special prize this week, Robert, so you're off the hook. Why don't we let's see, Jeff, you've got the question.
I
And
got the
assume you've
question.
got, something we can go with there.
Yes.
So let it rip,
All right.
baby. Let it rip.
All right,
Can I not try to
we've been really failing lately on the questions. I don't know why, but I
Jeff said
tried to
this was
pick
easy,
something
and I was like,
that was a little bit easier, but
You
it
can't
is
go deep tracks
CPG
to
related.
70s albums, Jeff. Just don't go into like side 2 of a
All right,
deep
here we.
purple album, okay?
No, this is a CPG question. Which natural butter brand was founded in 2004 after its founder started making single-serve nut butter packets in his tiny Boulder, Colorado apartment kitchen?
Oh, I know that one.
We're not allowed to win, Brenda.
No, I won't say anything. But you're asking a question about a Colorado brand, so
yeah,
Yes.
right. I mean, it's like we knew.
yeah,
It's like
you
tried
did
to-
that on purpose.
trying to keep it related to the.
Okay, by the way,
What's
this is
going
what we
on?
call a moment, like we're like newscasters and sportscasters. They do these tricks. So you ready?
Oh yeah, go
Mm.
for it.
Hey, Brenda, are you close to Colorado Springs? It's called small talk while people are doing their answers.
Hour away.
Wait, what is this called?
I asked how close she is to Colorado Springs.
Okay,
Yes.
Brenda, your
I'm
answer
Denver.
is
5
Oh,
minutes
Allison.
from Denver, hour from Colorado Springs, 40 minutes from Boulder.
okay.
That's about.
love it. Well, be careful out there because the traffic on the 295 is a little bit slow in both directions as you approach the loop. So, and I understand there's a bit of a
I-75, I-70, yes.
yeah, the 570s should be open and clear. Maybe a tap of the brakes at exit 67.
I-70.
Yeah, that one too. That's a good one too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I was a traffic reporter. I know what the hell's going on here. I know.
Allison,
You know, I
Alice-
worked that brand. That
Allison,
the brand I helped grow.
Who won? What won?
Allison won.
Allison who? Allison Clay.
Yeah,
I love it, Allison Clay. And Jeff
and
Prinsky was close.
he was close second. He
And Haley was in the mix. Gavin
Yes.
Conkle was somewhere out in the
Gavin
asteroid
is
belt with
way
his-
off.
Jesus.
He's way
answer.
off.
Gavin continues on with Jiff. He's just saying words now.
Oh, you just
I don't even know. Hammer, lamp.
I see.
No, good play, everyone. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I
All
love
right.
it. I love
We'll
it.
get you a
Jeff,
prize.
what was the
Inspired
prize?
by Eurythmics and Annie Lennox. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, I love
her.
Annie Lennox.
I did a paper on her, Tori Amos, and Madonna in as sort of my thesis.
Oh,
in
Tori
college.
Amos is one of my favorites.
Madonna, not a fan of the music, but man, that woman is a businesswoman.
Oh,
She knew how
Madonna,
to
yeah.
work that shiz out. Good for
That's
her.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
That's right. Now, if she just leave her face alone, that would be
Yes,
great.
oh my
Just-
God.
just
All of
stop.
them need to leave their face
Would you
alone.
just stop with the face.
Just stop it already.
Serums, lotions, good to
For
go.
Christ's sake.
That natural look is so much better.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
It's okay.
to
We're
be
getting
you.
older. That's going to happen.
That's
Embrace
fine.
the crone. Embrace it.
The Crone. Has anybody watched The Crone on Netflix?
Oh, is that an actual movie?
I don't think it's called The Crone. It's called Hell something or other, and it's
Oh.
about a crone, and it's really dark and creepy. And
Oh,
Mm.
wow, you said crone. You just don't hear the word too often.
yes.
Well, I just feel like there's a number of women that don't just embrace that third stage of life. And, there's
Yeah.
the societal pressure. Who cares?
I will tell you, I just
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
The Staircase on Netflix. Fantastic. But there was a woman in it who I was like, oh my God. My wife was like, she is beautiful. I'm like, I think that's what was her name? Juliette Binoche.
Oh, yeah. And just letting
From,
yourself age.
oh my
naturally.
She looks fantastic.
Yes.
I mean,
You're
I
not,
go that.
you're not 70.
30
You're
seconds,
supposed to look
30
30
seconds.
seconds. Oh God. All right. Well, hey, we wanted to thank Robert for coming in today. And now that he's
Easy,
just
Robert.
pushing everybody's buttons, maybe we won't. Oh, no, maybe we will. We just did. Thank you, Robert. And Brenda Steele, Steelheart Steele. Thank you so much for coming on today. You were a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
to join.
Yes,
And
thank
Fun.
you so
I
much.
had a great time. You guys are
It's been great
wonderful.
getting to know you.
Yes.
And no, Allison, I don't like duck lips. Ducks should not have people have duck lips. It's crazy.
Should we
Um,
start calling Allison the cornflake girl?
I don't. yeah,
Sure.
I don't know. So this is where the Dogs of Society Howl. We're on every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't fuck that up, please. Jeff, who's our guest next week?
Who's our guest? Well, Robert will be thrilled about this one. Our next guest is Richard Moniz,
Okay.
founder
Moniz
and
is in the
chief
house.
tracker
That guy again?
at
Yeah.
Rich Insights Research.
Yeah.
And
just
lover
wanna say-
of
Richard's
bagels.
helping with the moosh. We're looking at the moosh relabeling, and Richard is helping with the moosh
Good.
because it looks pink, as you guys know, and it's supposed to be a health food. So I can't wait for Richard's help on that. And Richard is also helping with a bunch of other brands too.
Love it. Hey, you know what? If you haven't subscribed to the Where the Dogs of Society Howl newsletter, just go ahead and do so. It's not hard. It's free. And then Jeff and I are around. These two fabulous characters here. If you don't know them, fix that shit right now. And the rest of you people in the comments section, love it. If you're not following me, I'm going to follow you. I swear to God. So
I'll do the
like,
same.
let's get it done, folks. Okay. Hey, great Thursday. Love it. Hope you have a wonderful
Yes.
rest of your day, people.
Happy holidays,
Uh,
everyone.
Happy mudding and scraping and sanding, and happy
Yeah.
holidays.
Yes.
And,
Butter's about to come off.
Ah!
Good.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the mud room. All right.
That's it.
We got to get going. I'm going to end the stream right here, okay? Let's
All
see
right.
what ends. Is it ending? Is it ending?